Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a blistery Monday morning. It is November 16th. Um, I'm going to bring up one of my live views so that I can see where we're at this morning. Turn that volume down. All right, here we go. So, recap of the weekend. Pretty docile weekend. My wife threw me a 40th birthday party get together, I guess. It was a lot of people packed into a small house. Um, nothing major. If you wanted to come over, you came over. If you didn't, it didn't hurt my feelings. I feel the love every day, so I don't need one day a year to appreciate the people who appreciate me. You know what I'm saying? So, had six of my good friends make a big accomplishment in their life. Congratulations to you guys. What else? Other than that, that's basically it. Couple really cool mentions of gifts I got. So for those of you that don't know me, like personally, I guess, I I have a big need for utilitarian items. Whenever I ask for gifts, it's because it serves a purpose and goes. It's not just something I want because I'll put it up and it'll be what it'll be. I usually love gifts that are utility based. The two really cool gifts that were utility based this year were I had my wife got me a motorcycle cover because my shop is growing in such a way that my motorcycle has been pushed outside, out of the garages. So we have a motorcycle cover now, which I absolutely love. Um, my motorcycle looks like it's in shambles, but it's actually the most mechanically sound motorcycle you will find. I love that bike. It's I think it's beautiful. People tell me that they don't know how I ride it and everything like that, but I love it. And then the other, like one of the greatest gifts that I never even thought of was my sister-in-law got me a weighted blanket. And the thing is like 25 pounds. Put it on the bed last night. I used it Saturday night on the I fell asleep on the couch and just wrapped up in it, and it was amazing to say the least. So I was really excited about that. Right on, we got some people showing up now. Morning show is coming in. We got Carlos giving a good morning. Good morning, Carlos. So let's see. I guess this morning let's do two tutorials this morning. It's a Monday morning. I'm feeling good. You guys are seeming like you're feeling good. We got some viewership. Let's make one Thanksgiving. Let's do a pumpkin monogram for Thanksgiving. And then let's do a what else can we do? Taser, what's up, my brother? Brother from another mother down south. Taser, he rides what do you ride? A panhead? Panhead with the Springer. I'm trying to think. Let's do my North American or North Pole let's do the North Pole Trading Company. Let's do that sign. I'll show you guys how I pick out stuff on that. So those are the two signs we're going to do this morning. All right. We'll do them. We'll fit them for CNC router, and we'll fit them for let's fit them for CNC router, CNC laser, and CNC plasma. That's what we'll do. That's the goal of this morning. All right. So let's see here. I am going to go in here. Right now I am finding my base file. Just so you guys know, I don't like plan these out for you guys. I just enjoy doing these. So I get on a kick, and I want to educate you guys on how these signs are made, how these machines run. And that's just kind of how I run with it. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Looks like we might be stuck with this. Okay, so this is my pumpkin monogram. I have all of the alphabet. So we're going to recreate this. And I'll show you how right now. Let's close that out. And we're going to, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to pull up a Google search for pumpkin clip art. And let's try B&W for black and white. And let's find a pretty simple kind of kids drawing pumpkin. Just a typical outline. Here we go. Perfect. So we'll save that. Okay. So now I'm going to open up my paint.net. Let's go to softwares and open up paint.net. There we go. Right. That. Let's do screen share. Application window, share. Let's move this over here. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I want to open. Let's go in here. We have a transparent PNG. It's a simple pumpkin. Let's resize. So 150. Okay. We're going to actually, before I do that, magic wand, select everything. That's already transparent, but just to be safe, let's do 500. Take off any artifacts that might be there. Let's go to paintbrush, hit Control-I. Turn that into a solid black. Okay. Now let's go up to save. We're going to save this as a JPEG, and we're going to put it as pumpkin. All right. All right, all right, all right. So now we have our base artwork that we're going to use. Let's go into desktop. We'll do this in VCarve. We'll start out with VCarve. Close that out. Let's share screen. There we go. All right. So let's make this a moderate wall hanging. It fits great on a door. So I like a 15 by 15. And the reason being a small door is 30 inches is like small old apartment door. The larger doors for man doors are like 36. So 15 kind of encompasses a quarter of the door and a quarter of the door on each side of the sign. So I always try and keep those proportions in mind whenever I'm creating something. We'll cut this from 1/2 inch, probably like a plywood or an MDF. Okay. So we go in, we're going to import clip art, which is this bird right up here. Okay. Oh, that's the PNG. We don't want that. There. That's the high res pumpkin. So we need to vectorize that. So we'll trace bitmap. Come in. Everything should be good. Let's preview that. Let's apply it. Let's close. Okay. What? Okay. We deleted the original artwork. Okay. So now let's make this 15 by 15. So we go here to translate. And we've got it centered. Let's go 15. Apply. Close. Okay. Now, we can keep this or we can lose this interior piece. If we lose that interior piece, I personally like losing the interior piece. Let's do a 11-inch diameter and see where we're at with that. We'll create that. We'll select it and we'll center it. Okay, that's going to be way too much. So in order to make that better, let's get a measurement here. So we're at about 9.5 top to top. So let's go 8.75. That's 8 3/4. 8.75. Let's see what we got there. We're going to go here. We're going to go to center. Okay. Let's move that into there. And this is another one. I've got more size over on this side than over on this side, but this kind of arcs around a little bit differently. So we have to kind of play around with that a little bit. I might have to re-arc this area here, but it's not a big deal. It's not. That doesn't look horrible. Let's shrink that diameter down to 8.5. That gives us a little more meat right here. Okay. That looks good. Does not look bad at all. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to some comments. We got no pumpkin spice from Carlos. Not at all. We got John Gallant says, "What's up, Chris? What's up, John? Good to see you." We have quite a few watchers. I like that. So Let's get this back up. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll select this. Obviously we're doing C because it's Croft. We're going to pick something that looks really good. And you just go through and find what works for you. You don't have to, it's not hard. You don't have to pick something so extravagant. That looks more like an E. That looks like an E. That looks too plain. That looks too plain. I like it, but it's not for what we're doing. If that wasn't all broken up, that would look kind of cool. Okay, there we go. Found it. So we'll close that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to size this C. So we need to turn it into a vector. And we're going to shrink it up just a little. There we go. Okay. Good, good. All right, let's do some trimming. We're going to trim that up. We're going to trim that up. Now, this is going to be an opening also, but there needs to be some meat around this, so we need to offset this a little bit. So we're going to select that. We are then going to go to offset. We are then going to offset that by 0.08. Let's see. See what that does. Inwards. Don't really care for that much. I think we need to go more. Let's do that. We're starting to get there. Let's go a little bit more. Okay. And there we go, guys. That is the actual design process. Let's go over. We're gonna make that, and that pockets, and we're gonna try and cut them out with let's try an 1/8 inch. So we're using a 1/2 inch. Let's add 10/1000ths to that. We'll use an offset. We'll plunge it. No pocket allowance. Cut through that. Let's say we're going to cut this in old pine. Okay. So there's that coming through. Let's do a profile cut. Same depth. Let's select that. We'll go outside, conventional, no tabs, and there we go. That's what we end up with. So there would be your wooden monogram designed for a CNC router. By the way, guys, drinking, let's see, this morning we have, I don't know if it's Maxwell House or Captain Ahab's blend, Captain Ahab's Revenge from a local Danville roaster. Java Mama is the name of the roaster. I mixed a little honey and some sugar cookie creamer in it. Not bad. Could be hotter, but I've been doing this, so it's been sitting there cooling down. Okay, so now that's for the router. Let's take this back a section, and we're going to do a pocket for all of these with the laser. Actually, we won't because that won't look good. Let's be honest. Big burnt circles around this, that won't look good. And then we're going to router out that anyways. Let's call this one good. We'll do it for plasma. So we have it for the router. Let's export it as a DXF. And we'll go to Pumpkin. And remember, guys, I did not fix this. I didn't do any cleanup on the basic vector file. So if I wanted to, I could go to Vector Validator. That's clean. I could go to Join. That's clean. And then from there, I could go to Bezier Curves, Preview, and clean that up. Okay. So now all I need to do is go over here and recalculate. There you go. Now that's a cleaned up file ready to go. So I've already exported it. Let's go into the desktop. Let's open up Design Edge. Design Edge is my design software for the plasma machine. So let's get that open. Let's share that screen with you. All right. All right. Let's move this in. Let's import a DXF. And we'll go up to desktop. There's that. Let's select all. We're going to do an H.002. We'll smooth that out. Okay. And that's literally ready to make the cut. So all of my machine control settings. Good. All that looks good to me. So we'll hit N automatically. Hit F10. There's my cut lines. We're ready to cut on the plasma at this point. And that was a pretty easy one. I knew it was going to be an easy one because it was such an easy file to make. So there we go. There's your Thanksgiving tutorial for plasma and router. Now let's get to the fun one. All right. So I saw this sign. Apparently you cannot get this sign. You can't get the file with this font and setup. The company that had it I think is closed down or they're not accepting things right now. But I saw it and I knew this font and I love this font. And I'm going to show you how I find out my fonts. That's the really big key to this tutorial. I'm not too worried about the actual sign creation as much as showing you how I find my fonts and the little tricks to this sign. Okay, so let's do a screen share application window. Let's share this. Okay, here's the sign, the original sign. Okay. So I keep these binders. All right. And it has all kinds of information in it. One good bit of information in it is I actually find fonts that I like. So what I do is I'll save an SVG of the sign, and then I'll actually go through and find out what fonts they are. So the easiest way that I found to find a font is to have a black and white image and no connects or anything like that. Okay. So we've got the North Pole. And what we can do on that, I'm missing one of my papers. So what I do is I take that sign, I go into my web browser and I search font identifier app. And one of my favorites to use is What the Font. And let's go stop screen share, go to application. Let's go to What the Font. Okay. Close out of that. Click that. Go here. All right. Now, I know the N and the P are going to be my big telltales because they have the loop around. So I identify the N, and Hungry Beast is close. There's also another one. Java Heritage is very nice. And that's actually a really good one. Cowboy is good. So a lot of these are good. You can find a really good setup that way. And this just kind of helps you. There's also King Edward, stuff like that. All right, let's see what that looks like. Do not believe that that's Hungry Beast. Let's see here. I believe that that's Old Alfie. So Chivals, Alternative Base, Hungry Beast, and King Edwards are my base fonts. So Old Alfie. So we'll go up here and we'll do Old Alfie font. Let's see images. That looks pretty good. There we go. Check that out. There's North Pole. That gives us our image for the P. It's a little bit different on the P. So they've got something else going on there that's not necessarily old Alfie. It's like an old Alfie gather. So I know where this is coming from. I know what we got going on. Eric, what's up, man? How are you? It's a nice Monday morning. We're doing a font find tutorial and creating a North Pole sign. So one of my favorite places to go for fonts is Letterhead, Unlovable, Letterhead, LHF, Letterhead Fonts, I think is what it is. I can tell you in just a second. There you go. So this place has just a ton of fonts, and this is actually how I learned how to create my own alphabet for fonts. They have some great tutorials on just making your own fonts. And what I do is I'll take a base font, I'll print it out like this, and I'll take the parts that I like from it, I'll trace it, and then I'll scan it back in, and I'll actually make my own open type font set. And as you can see, we've got a ton of different things here. So we're looking at a couple different things, but we want to kind of mimic everything that's there. So we're going to go back to font identifier app. What the font? We're going to upload. We're going to open this up. We're going to go over to here, up to here, over and down. We're going to identify just this. Okay. It's getting us close, but it's not really giving me what we want. So I have a feeling that I already have this font. So let's see what we've got here. I'm going to open this up. We're going to go into VCarve desktop. I'll share my screen with you. All right. We're going to create a new file. We're going to go here. And I'm going to create a text. Okay. Pole. There's Cabbage Patch Town. Autumn Embrace. I am looking for Java Alternative. Let's see. Java Heritage. Java Heritage Drop Shadow. Drop Lines. All right, maybe it's not. But that does look cool. I like that a lot. Let me see if I've got another one of these in my folder that I missed. All right. Not there. Okay. No, I don't have it. All right. So now this becomes a challenge for me. I don't like this. I should know that font. Let's try. Let's try Young at Heart. Let's see here. At this point, I'm just going through, trying to find what's going to work for this font. So I don't want to save that. So we're going to go in and we're going to do a search. We're going to do Heart font. And I think I may have found it. Possibly. Typeface. Nope. Nope, that's definitely not it. Okay. It's Java Heritage with the drop shadow. This is starting to get upsetting. I thought I knew that font really, really good. Okay, so that has to be like a modified version, because this part right here, this is definitely Young Heart. So let me share the screen with you. What I'm looking at is this part right here is definitely Young Heart. This part right here, this might be a modified version of Java Heritage without the drop shadow. And then they just modified this here. It definitely could be a modified version, but it upsets me that I don't know what this is. So let's close that out. We'll open this up. We're going to share screen, and I'll show you what we do here. Okay, we're going to open, and now I'm going to actually take the eraser tool. We're going to go 100. And do this. And I'm not worried too much about any of these. Just because I can find each of these fonts by doing this. Okay. So this is what makes, to me, this is what makes Paint.net so good. I can take basically just what I want and go from there. Okay, let's take that brush down to 20. Let's clear that. Let's clear that. We'll clear that. Okay. Okay, those are the three pieces of the alphabet that I absolutely need to know. So we're going to save that as less. Okay. We're going to close that. We're going to bring up our font identifier. This one uses glyphs. All right. We can shorten that up. That way we get just what we need, macerate it. All right. N T E. Let's see what font we got. Okay. That didn't give me jack. Okay. Let's go to another font identifier. And one of the problems I might be running into is this might be, see, there's that King Edwards and Hungry Beast again. I bet you that is Java, and they just changed the bottom of it. There's Java Heritage. No, it's way different than Java Heritage. But that King Edwards, that's closed, and Hungry Beast is closed. They might have added some scroll work. They might have added their own scroll work to this base file, like what I was talking about. See, King Edwards is a little too rough. Let's go back and try this. We're going to open this up. We're going to try to identify just the N. See, it comes back with Hungry Beast. Now that one, okay, see, it keeps coming up with that Hungry Beast. And I know Java Heritage. It is some form of those. So let's see. See, that doesn't loop around right there. That loops around. Okay. I think I know what they did. They used the base. They used the base font of NSEMHERICANS Vintage. And then they added in some of the possibly the King Edwards or the Hungry Beast. They added in some of the Hungry Beast. Oh, what do we have here? Okay. So there's that Java again. Okay. So this is kind of cool. What we're ending up with is something really unique, because it looks like this part with the Hungry Beast or King Edward's filigree on it. And that's exactly what it looks like they did. They added their own filigree. So I bet you if we go to if we do something like that, it keeps coming back to Hungry Beast. Let's change that text. See, I think that that's what they did. They combined a couple, or they used a proprietary font from like letterheadfonts.com. So let's go in here. Let's look up Java Heritage. Typesetter North. All right. Oh, they don't even have Java Heritage. Okay, that's not going to work. Styles. Definitely like an Art Nouveau, Old English connection. And we'll just go through and we'll find out which one they used. And this is literally the hardest part about finding a font. You know, what font do you like? What font are you trying to replicate? Eric, I still got you on there. That's been up the whole time. Great. Okay. So there's a bunch of really specific things in this font. You know what I'm half tempted to do? We're going to change a little bit. I'm going to show you guys. Let's do identifier. All right. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to go see, that's not anywhere near. That's like a Victorian font. But that's all right. I don't want that one. I think I want that King Edwards. Just want the N from the King Edwards. So what we're going to do is, I hate the font finding battle. Been doing it for the wife a long time. I usually fail but get close. Eric, that's absolutely correct. That is the hardest part of the battle for making these signs. We're going to create a new file. We're going to make it 24 inches long by 12 inches high, 1/2 inch ply. We'll go there. We're going to import this. We're going to make it. Why did I do that? Okay. Let's make that. Let's round that up to 10. Okay. We'll vectorize it, see how close we get. Apply, close. That's not bad. So that could use a little work. And I really want to know what that font is. I thought I knew that font. And man, that's going to drive me nuts now, not being able to figure out what that font is. So, because if I put an N up there, that's not it. And if I go to King Edwards, that's not it. So that's really upsetting that I don't know my fonts. Man, with that being said, I think we just do a vectorize of that and then replace the fonts that may or may not work. I think we might have to actually call this one, guys. I don't know that font. So this would basically give us a template, and I would just go through and remake. I would just remake this. So I'll show you basically what I would do to get a nice clean texture out of this, or drawing out of this. I'll basically just go through, open the desktop. I'll open those 3 letters. They're just not clean. They're not clean either. So Hammerhead actually posted. Okay, if you have a second to explain at some point, quick question with VCarve. How did you get alignment tools on the left? Is there a way to change up the tools that show on the left, like your setup? Okay, so Eric wants to know a quick technical question of my setup. And I'll post, I think I know what he's talking about. Okay. Share screen. Application windows. Okay. So Eric, if I'm correct in what you're asking about these right here. If you go up here, you click alignment tools inside of last vector, all of that, right? Right down here, it says show common tools on drawing tab. Okay. And you just click it. If it's not clicked, it's off. If you click it, it shows them down here. And that's actually how you change it out. That simple. And then Hammerhead said you could spend a month searching for the exact same font. Well, Eric, Hammerhead, one of the things with searching for this font is those little characters that the little intricacies of those characters are what can really make or break a sign. I always talk about the different exploits of symmetry and asymmetry. One of the things when I saw that font actually drew my attention, drew my eyes. And I got to tell you, I really like that font. It's slightly different than anything else that I have currently. I really thought it was a Java heritage. You know what I wonder? I wonder if it's a lowercase. I wonder if it's a lowercase Java heritage. Because that right there would make a lot of sense. Okay. I've got customers calling in while we're doing this. Like I'm reading their I'm reading their voice messages in Translate. Okay, let's try Java heritage and try it in the lowercase. I never thought of that. Because what happens a lot of times is you have a lowercase font set and you have an uppercase. There's the little wraparound. So it's not Java heritage. Is it King Edwards? And whenever I find out what this is, what I'll do is I'll print this sign out and I'll actually document what font package that was. And that will keep everything nice and tight for me for whenever I start organizing my fonts. You know, there is Steve Armstrong from Bad Dog Metalworks. He came up with a font called Cabbage Patch. And that's the one that I did the Mrs. Claus sign in, or Cabbage Town. And it has a great drop shadow. Look at that drop shadow. That thing's awesome. And he came up with that for plasma cutting. So I thought that was amazing. I found the font. I use it almost on the daily for some type of sign or design. If this is Desiree, I'm going to want to eat the hot end of the gun. I don't know why. I just happened to look down at a sheet that I've had in my hand the whole time. I bet you. Don't you dare. It is. Okay, the E on that is desire. All right. But it doesn't have. It doesn't have that. So it's not desire. And this right here is the perfect example of why I get so jazzed about this stuff, because I can sit here and spend this whole time on one freaking font just so I know what it is, because I bet you that's uppercase 2. Hole. It's not. Combination of upper and lowercase, I know that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It is a combination of desire font. I've been looking at it the whole time. It's desire uppercase 1, 2, and 8, and 5 with a custom filigree. And they art around what it is. So, with that being said, I like that. Let's make a font. That's exactly what we're going to do. Things have changed today. We're going to make a font. So, we are going to font search. We are going to search for NSEMHERICANS Vintage. All right. We're going to open. Okay. That looks good. Okay, let's do north and pole. So we're going to do an N, E, and an E. We're actually just going to do an N and a P. Let's make oh, and they have extras. They have the filigree too. Oh, hell yeah. I might actually have to buy this whole font. I like this. I like this font. Oh, this is the font that I used for that special little mirror that I did. 4 font styles. Okay. Let's do the fonts 1, fonts. Oh, I found it. I found the freaking font. I found the exact font. It was NS American Vintage, and the only thing is, it's actually a secondary font. It was font lowercase 2, so it was actually hidden in the family package of the Vintage pairing font. I've been looking at it this whole time. Son of a... I'm going to need that font. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm buying that font. We're going to sit here. You guys just watched me pull out my hair. Sign in. We're going to do a little PayPal. We'll pay with PayPal. Did I buy it or did I not? Come on, people. I got stuff to do. I got people waiting on me here. Okay, here we go. Okay, I just bought that font for $37. Hammerhead, you were asking, it could be a combination of fonts. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's what it was. So when we make fonts, we make font families. For me, I have a font package that I do my tattoo lettering in. There's actually 7 different uppercase, lowercase, and extras font packages on that. It's a font family. So I may use the capital K from family 1. I may use the lowercase I in family 4. I may use the N from family 2 with the uppercase with an addition on it. So a bunch of these different things, they will influence the way that the letters look, and you may or may not find it. I've been sitting there looking at that font the whole time on all the searches, but it wasn't just the one font. It was a certain letter in the font family. So whenever you're searching these things, that's what you have to find. Let's download this and see what we've got. I'm excited about this. This is a new font. Okay. Let's install. Install. Now this has 3 font families and an extra. Okay, so now I have to sit there and find out which font family this is. Okay, it's not 3. And it's not 1. 1 is close, but it's not. So what is that? Vintage 2. That, for some reason, that does not look right when I do that. So let's go in. I'm going to pull up Word. And I'm going to test out this font. So we're going to go in. And I have a ton of fonts in here, as you can see. This is actually a really cool one. I like this one a lot. It harkens back to my days in California with the Cholo style of fonts. That's not a slur. That's actually a type of font. All right. All right. There we go. Yeah, that. Yeah, that's a nice font. So now I can change that to 3. And that's actually a really nice font for what we're looking at for a sign like this. Let's see here. And that's not. So it's 2 or 3. And I'm happy with that. Now, what we can do is figure out the extras. So I have the photo right here of what I want it to look like, what it should look like, and the extras coming off of it. And that's exactly what they did. They created that with the extras and just wrapped a lot of the extras on it with filigree. So that is upsetting that I did not recognize that right away. I just don't know how I didn't. Okay, so we've got that. But that's really cool because that shows us how we can actually make a font. So let's go into my downloads. Tools, downloads. All right. Different family of fonts. Okay. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So now at this point, I've got the fonts figured out. We're going to basically design that the same way we design any other sign and move on from there. So I might come back a little bit later today with this all figured out and go from there. So that's your morning. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. There's no more people posting. There's only 3 viewers, so I think everybody's kind of done with it. So let's wrap it up for today. Go have you some coffee. Go get some work done on this beautiful Monday. All right, later, guys.